Hello and welcome to this 30th episode of Weekly News from us, David and Toby, with the usual comment on the past week's cavernous and ravenous stories and happenings.
First this week, the funky and up-to-date amongst you might well have seen the epicness that is the Arcan Chronicles doing the rounds through the community. It's a superbly made machinima series with voice acting, storyline and a superb camera work, and episode 1 is out right now. It's receiving much attention over the past few days, being mentioned by Lydia, amongst others, who points out the number of well-known and loved names and voices involved in the production. There's an official website, which we've linked below, so go check that all out. We won't spoil your undoubtedly enjoyable viewing experience with any more details.
Next up, one of two big Mojang announcements this week is that Scrolls has reached closed alpha. That's right folks, those of us who signed up to the alpha in the early stages of development have had our shot at getting codes for this early stage of the playable game. Check your email. If we don't get lucky in any of the closed alpha code batches, however, open beta will be open when it arrives. The alpha version of the game has deck building, a base version of single player, and the multiplayer arena is also functioning, so there's plenty to be getting on with.
Sticking with Scrolls, the community tab has opened up since the last week, featuring a number of useful sites as well as the official forums for Scrolls, which have been kicked off tremendously with a jolly good interview with Jacob, talking to everyone's favourite Sasha Varel about many things, including some of the scroll combinations that wreak havoc, according to Jacob's experience. It's worth checking out, and of course the forum is there for bug reporting, queries and all Scrolls related jollity.
In the weekly junk, Lydia has noticed the need for a cover photo on the Minecraft Facebook page and seeks to rectify the situation through the tried and tested art skills which are abundant in the community. All we have to do to enter is to produce an original work, then head over to the Hey Mojang submission page to submit it. Specifications and more are on the blog post itself, so do check that out. Closing date is July 10th at 11 AM Eastern Standard Time. Next week's weekly junk will have an accompanying video as well. Woohoo!
Finally this week, the Snapshot blog post comes with the aforementioned second major announcement from Mojang this week, as 1.3 is announced for August 1st. We'll continue to see bug fix snapshots throughout the next few weeks, before an as close as possible pre-release version is made available before the actual update. As you can see, there is a pretty massive breakdown of Update 1.3 and what it will bring, as well as thoughts on 1.4 and how 1.3 is setting the scene for that, bringing a host of whole new things to the table in the process. Check out the blog post for yourselves and be educated by the mighty Jeb. Before we leave, however, Snapshot 12W27A fixes many of the bugs, and Minecraft's performance should now be increased significantly. In terms of in-game joy, you can expect signs to now stack in piles of 16, and when you craft them you'll receive 3 of the signs for your work, not just the 1.
That's all from us this week. Do please subscribe so we can share joyous moments with each other again in the future. Though, if the past is good enough for you, last week's news is over here on the left hand side, and you can expect the right hand box to be clickable when next week's episode rolls in. We have been David and Toby, happy to speak to you. Take care, chums.